Let's hope it don't do anything wonky.
Yeah, well, we'll find out. This is kind of a low key video, so we can just test
Right.
it out.
Right.
Cheetah
But hey,
girls.
yeah, Cheetah Girls, man. Hey, everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Uplift Past Crossroads. You're probably watching the playback of this video on Justin's YouTube channel, Chaplain's Logs. Thank you for logging in, right? Again. All right, so we got a treat for you guys today. We got two videos that are going to blow your mind, right? And actually, this video that we're going to start off with, it all started, from a song that I had stuck in my head. And I always have it stuck in my head every once in a while. But this time when I had it stuck in my head about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, sometime around there, like it just hit me different, right? So if you go to my YouTube channel, Uplift Past Crossroads, you see that I have a whole lot of playlists, right? So I got Justin here with me. Me and Justin have done a lot of videos together. So you just scroll down to Uplift Past Crossroads at the bottom. You can find where me and Justin have a playlist and all the videos that we've done together. So obviously this video will be added to that. But if you go to Uplift Past Crossroads, one of the playlists I have is titled let me find it, Musical Revelations, right? So songs of the day. So this is where me and Justin pick a song that means a lot to us and we just break the song down. We pick a song that it's a song that probably just describes our relationship with God. It leads us closer to God. It makes us get our minds right to serve the Lord or anything like that, right? Or it's a song that means a lot to us. So it's called Musical Revelation Song of the Day. So if you like this video, make sure to go to this playlist on my YouTube channel and watch all the rest of the songs of the day. But the song of the day that we have today is by the Cheetah Girls, right? You heard it correctly. There's two dudes about to talk about the Cheetah Girls, right? Have you watched the Cheetah Girls before? It is I don't remember if it was a good movie, but like it wasn't one of those movies on Disney channels that I was like, I don't really care to watch this. Like I actually would watch. I actually had an interest in watching this, Justin. Like,
I kind of wonder how this song came to you as well. Like, man, I
uh,
haven't thought about Cheetah Girls in like maybe high school. It's been a long time.
yeah. Like I mean, but the song, like, it's just a good song. I like the song. That's nothing too. Like everybody got a different opinion about Disney Channel or whatever, especially like with Disney, what agendas are trying to promote and push now. That's fine. I understand where y'all coming from.
This is like old school Disney though, so
Yeah.
it's before any of that.
Right. So this is like when me and Justin were kids back in 2003, like when this song came out. So if you watch the Cheetah Girls movie, Raymond Simone was one of the Cheetah Girls in this movie. This was back when she was on Disney Channel a lot, growing up when me and Justin were kids, and like yeah, so like Cheetah Girls, like for me, it was like one of those movies I would actually watch. Like Double Team is a movie I would watch, like or Full Court Miracle. That was one of my top movies I would watch, right?
Oh
Or
yeah, that
yeah,
was a good movie. Yeah.
I love Full Court Miracle.
Dude, yeah. Old man,
Yeah,
the old Disney movies were the direct to
right.
TV movies were like the best. Yeah.
Yeah, and a High School Musical, that's high school for me, middle school. But like, I mean, there's so many good movies. Like Smart Guy was a good show. Sister
I
Sister,
love
like they had a lot of good stuff when we were kids. So Cheetah Girls, it was up there because I didn't like that. There's some movies I didn't like. I don't want to offend nobody, so I don't want to say them. But but like, yeah, this is stuff I would actually watch, right? So like Cheetah Girls was definitely it's something I probably watch it once or twice, but I'm not gonna watch it like 10 times. Like I don't know. Like Brink, I actually watched. I like Brink a lot. All right. So, but anyways, it's the skateboard movie, like
Oh yeah.
skateboard skating movie, kind of like Johnny Tsunami. But all right,
Oh,
guys.
I mean, yeah, that was
Yeah.
good.
Right. So like yeah, back when I was a kid, guys, like Disney Channel, like when they made a movie, like they had like some good stuff within the movie, like life lessons, life applications.
Very
I don't
mature
know.
stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember even Smart Guy having some like very mature. When the internet was first coming out, it had some like mature stuff on topics like that too. Like
Mhm.
I'm sure like the movies as well.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about Cheetah Girls. So one of the songs that the Cheetah Girls had, it was in the first Cheetah Girl movies. I think there was like three of them. There's definitely three movies. Like, and so in the first movie, there's a song called Cinderella, right? And so this song be stuck in my head every once in a while. But then when I listened to it like last week or 2 weeks ago, like it just hit me different, right? Sometimes you hear stuff you don't really be listening. But this time when I listened to the song, I was like, oh, that's what it's saying. All right. So let's talk about the song Cinderella by the Cheetah Girls, right? So if you don't know the song, you're gonna want to listen to it after this video, right? And so we're gonna explain this song and everything because it's just so deep. Like, what revelation does me and Justin glean from this song, Cinderella, by the Cheetah Girls, right? So the lyric says, "When I was just a little girl, my mama used to tuck me into bed and she'd read me a story." And then it says it always was about a princess in distress and how a guy would save her and end up with the glory. Then she said, I lie in bed and think about the person that I wanted to be. Then one day I realized the fairy tale life wasn't for me. Then it goes to the main part of the song, the most illest part of the song, the most realest part of the song. And they say, I don't want to be like Cinderella, sitting in the dark, cold, dusty cellar, waiting for somebody to come and set me free. And then they say, I don't want to be like Snow White, waiting for a handsome prince to come and save me on a horse of white, unless we're riding side by side. Don't want to depend on no one else. I'd rather rescue myself. Oh my gosh, did you guys hear that? These people are rapping.
Yeah, yeah.
Straight bars. Like, oh my gosh. All right, but I'm gonna stop there because I'm not gonna talk about my favorite part yet. But man, all right, Justin, I'll let you start off, man. I had to do the
okay.
Stuff, man.
Let's see. Yeah, the main thing I want to talk about is like later, so I'll save for that. But yeah, man, I really like that because it's like actually no, I am gonna like talk about it now. I like that it's like not putting anyone down, but it's like lifting yourself up. It's like convincing yourself you have your own strength to like pull yourself out of those situations.
Mhm.
And I've seen like examples of like how modern times have like handled that message like very poorly, and I'll get to that later. But yeah, it's just like saying like you're not going to like wait in a dark cellar and stuff like that. That's like that. Yeah, that's my favorite part. I think your favorite part was like slaying a dragon. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's like I feel like God does call us to um he does call us to have like periods of waiting, and like, but like a lot of times sometimes we like wait too long, like we get like too complacent. Like Paul talks about in I think Philippians about like it's good to be like content with where you are, but don't be like, but like some people take that too far. It's like they become complacent and they like wait for exact words from God. But like a lot of times God has already given us the tools to like pull ourselves out of the cellar. Like he's already given us the tools to like um to shine away the light. It's like he's already given you what you need. Like you don't need to wait. Like of course, there's always a good balance, and it's not black and white. It's gonna depend on your situation. Sometimes you need like some periods of rest, periods of quiet time, periods of like just to yourself. But it's not always that time. Sometimes we have to like take action and stand up for what we believe in, especially if like other people are trying to put you down or keep you in that cellar, like Cinderella.
Right. Yeah, man. Like, oh, I love this song so much. Like, did you guys hear the lyrics, man? Like, oh my gosh, like it's so powerful, man. Like,
You can tell like even without listening to it, you can tell the lyrics are for a rap too.
right. Like my part, okay, like I never really paid attention to the beginning part of the song. When I was just a little girl, my mama used to tuck me into bed and she read me a story. It was always about a princess in distress and how a guy would save her and end up with the glory. Like she said, I don't want no fairy tale life. Like I realized one day that the fairy tale life wasn't for me. That's the first thing, guys. Like you have to realize what your situation and what you're going through right now. That's not the end of the story. That doesn't have to be the story. That doesn't have to define you. You have to understand that the chapter that you just read of your life, so whatever your past 10 years been like, whatever yesterday was like, even whatever whatever your whole life's been like, you don't know how life can operate. You don't know what tomorrow has in store. All
Mm,
you know is what you do today that dictates tomorrow.
mm,
All you know is what I do right now can change my tomorrow forever, right? All we know is that God has given us a new day to experience new things and new blessings. And all we got to do is utilize what's in our hand. Oh my gosh, I'm preaching now. All right, so like with Cinderella, man, like this song is so dope. Like for Disney Channel, are you kidding me? Disney Channel? Do you hate Disney Channel? You better stop. Like Disney Channel's so cold. It says, I don't want to be like Cinderella sitting in a dark, cold, dusty cellar. Some people are just sitting in a dark, cold, dusty cellar of life. Some people are just sitting in darkness and thinking, man, this is my doom. This is my destiny. This is all it's going to be. No, the freak is not. She said, I don't want to be like Cinderella. I don't want to be like Snow White, waiting for somebody, waiting for a handsome prince to come and save me, to come and set me free. Right? I have the power. That's what they said in the song. They said, like, when it comes to a knight in shining armor, like, yeah, they'll be strong and stuff, but like my strength can match their strength, or my strength probably is more than their strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, they didn't say that, but that's what they said. Like, I'm not limited. I'm not in distress. Right? And that was women saying that. Like, the Cheetah girls, like, oh, but that was so powerful for women, but like, not just for women. Like, forget that. Like, that's for everybody, right? Like you have the power in your hand right now. That's what I'm gonna talk about. Like, I'm gonna use a photo, right? So the not too long ago on my YouTube channel, Uplift Past Crossroads, right? Me and Justin do a lot of videos, but I did a video a while ago. Yeah, here it is. I did
Oh,
a video titled "What's in Your Hand."
I do like that picture. Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, like the title of the video on Uplift Past Crossroads is, what's in your hand? Get off the island, right? And so let's see the island real quick. So the island is a guy, he's on an island and he has wood all around him because he has a tree and he plucks the wood off the tree or whatever, and he writes the help sign, right? And he writes help as big as he can on the island, just waiting for help, hoping somebody sees help, right, in the sky. Who gonna see help in the sky on an airplane? Unless it's like, I mean, it don't even matter how big it is. Like, there's clouds and everything, right? So obviously nobody's coming to save him. So the post said victim mentality will get you killed. No one's coming. No one's coming to save you, right? It's up to you, right? And so the photo ends off showing this guy, and he just eventually takes the wood and he makes a boat and he makes a rod. And he just makes his own boat to get off the island himself. To not swim off the island. He could have swam off the island, probably drowned. But no, he made himself a boat, right? To like get off the island. So the victim mentality in life, right? Not taking ownership in life, right? Thinking somebody, putting the whole onus of life on everybody else and saying, man, you ain't helped me, especially like when it comes to parents or something like that. Man, you ain't make a way for me, because I kind of do that with my parents in my head. I won't say it out loud. I say, and when I'm messing with them, I do. I'd be like, man, like, you're not Donald Trump. You're not rich. You didn't get millions and billions. Like, where's my money? Where's my yacht for our office? Where's my house? Like, you got people who are so rich, like, they just buy their kids houses, buy their kids cars. I had to buy my own car. That's how old was I when I got my first car? Like 23. I got a 99 Chevy Prism. A 1999 Chevy Prism. I bought that mug for $1,500, so $1,500. All right, my second car was a 2007 Kia Sorento. I paid $4,000 for that back in like 2017. Like, by the way it goes, like, I had to buy my own stuff. I had to take care of myself, right? When it came to that stuff, right? Pay my own bills, right? Where's my stuff? All these rich people are getting. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need nobody else to come save you. Like, God gave you what you need right now to rescue yourself, to help out yourself in your situation. Like, everybody else is waiting for a handout. Everybody else is waiting for, somebody else to bail them out. Like, but if you don't take ownership of your life, who else will? That's another thing. Like, people think like, man, somebody better come help me or something like that. People got their own lives. People got their own struggles. People got their own issues that they have to face in life. People got stuff that they have to work through, right? Themselves. So you think they're going to care about your life more than they care about their own? That is the stupidest thing you could ever think in your head, if you've ever thought that before, right? My parents need to care about me. Your parents been taking care of your butt for how long? Like, they're struggling too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, nobody's coming to save you. Like, you got to save yourself, right? And that's the whole point of the video. Just stop me if you got something, because like I keep on going.
I'm pretty much just gonna spend this video being devil's advocate, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because I feel like there's like a good balance though too. Like, there are times where you do need to like call for help, but like that should not be your base of operations all the time. Like, you, as Sean said, you need to take ownership of your life first. There are gonna be like something I remember from the movie though too, or I can't remember, like, there were like 3 movies. I think it was the first one. of course, like they're having struggles with like forming, with like keeping the group together. But
Yeah.
like they were in it thick and thin, and like that's what you do need, like companionship in life, because like God did not make you to be an island, but like you cannot expect to be asking for help if you are not helping yourself as well.
Mm.
Like you do need to take ownership, but at the same time you do need to recognize when you do need like the help of other people. So
Right.
there's a good balance in there as well, because like the Cheetah Girls too were like, they like, I want to say like one of the movies, one of them tried to go solo and they realized like they were just missing a lot of vital stuff as when they were in like a group. So
Mm.
it's like the same thing. Like Sean and I, like Sean could be doing these, chugging out videos all the time, and they would be amazing. And but like uh, I'm very blessed. I'm very honored that he actually has me on his videos like all the time. And I feel like these videos are fire. But like Sean is like taking ownership of these as well. Like he's coming up with ideas. He's coming up with like things he's passionate about. So it's not like I'm coming here because like I pity Sean or anything like that. Like I see like a big thing that attracts me to like being on here is like I see the passion and the ownership that Sean is taking for a lot of these. And it's like I wouldn't do this if he wasn't actually passionate about the stuff that he does. So there is like a good balance. Like, but first and foremost, yeah, you need to realize that you need to take ownership. You need to realize like God has already given you the power to like um, to claw your way out of the dark. So there's a good balance. Don't be, I guess like don't be needy. Obviously, don't be, don't like be clingy, but like definitely like like pull in people who are a good influence on you. We've talked about that before, so I won't talk too much about it for this. But it's like you want to bring people in your life who are like who have the like who influences you to like take that power for yourselves. Like you should not be asking people in um because like you're not trying for yourself. You should be pulling people in because you want to be influenced to be a better version of you.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I was gonna say is when you are going through the most difficult chapter of your life that your true hero is revealed. And that true hero that's revealed when you finally realize it is you. Like it's always, you always had the strength to save yourself, right? In every chapter of your life.
Mm.
You gotta think about that. Like as you get older, you start to see that. Like there's some things that I've been through that I'm surprised I've got myself out of. But it wasn't just me, obviously, it was God, right? But
Mm.
I'm just saying, like, Justin, you too, like, you know what I mean? Like there's chapters in our lives that we're surprised that we made it out of, and we made it on top of. And we excelled even above that situation, right?
Mm.
Because you had the strength all along and you saved yourself, right? That's what God does. Like no one out there is coming to save you, but there's someone inside who can. The only person that can save you is you, right? God's going to use you to for you to experience your breakthrough and your victory and your miracle. He's going to use you, right? And so, like, there's a scripture verse for that. Like, here goes the scripture verse. You think it's just you? No, it's God, right? Like, this God and you are one. Yeah, at least you should be. So, First John 4:4 says, "You, dear children, are from God, and you have overcome them." So, you have overcome everything in life, all your obstacles and troubles. How? Because the one who is in you is greater than the one who's in the world. So, when you come to God, when you're in Christ, like, you're not alone. Like, God operates for you. Like Paul said that in like Romans like 12:2 or something. He said, no, Galatians 2:20. He said, I've been crucified with Christ. I no longer live, but I I no longer live, but Christ lives through me. The life I live inside the body, I live by faith through Christ, who died and redeemed me
Yeah,
and all those
like
things,
to
right?
me. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Christ living, when you are saved and you can come to Christ and God's in you and everything like that, like you operate differently. It's not you operating no more. It's God operating for you. At least
Mm.
it should be, right? It is not even should be. If you're saved, that's how it is, right? This it's black and white, literally. Like God, I mean, the thoughts that you had, it's not even your thoughts anymore. It's thoughts that come from God. Like the things, the desires, even like the things that you want to do and the aspirations, those come from God. You didn't have those before, right? The drive, like the hard work ethic, I'm talking from experience. Like, this is my life, guys. The drive, the vision, the perseverance that you have just to do the impossible, just to do things that you really don't see panning out for you, and it's not going well for you. So for me, like, for example, my YouTube, like, I was at 2,500 watch hours. Somehow, some way, I went all the way down to 2,000 watch hours. I don't know how, but whatever. But like, you need 4,000 watch hours to get paid, right? So like, I'm just like, man, what's the whole point of doing it? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't doing it for the watch hours, right? Right. And then also, like, basically, I'm just trying to say, like, you don't need someone to save you. You need to discover your own power and save yourself. Like, God, this is the way life operates, man. God's speaking through creation. He wants you to see how he can work through you just by you being obedient, just by you being a willing vessel, just by you just allowing God to work and operate in your life. Like, how do you do that? You got to utilize what's in your hand. You got to utilize what God has given you. You got to utilize your surrounding, your resources, the people you know. Like, the reason why you're in the situation you're in and you feel stuck is because you're not utilizing everything. You're not utilizing what's surrounding you. Let's go back to the song real quick. My favorite part is the very end. Like, they said, I can slay my own dragons. I can dream my own dreams. Like, my knight in shining armor is me. It's always been me, right? And I'm gonna set me free. Man, that part is so dope. It's the very end. They should have sung that the whole song, just that part, because that part was so dope. They only sung it for like 3 times. That's it. But like, you can slay your own dragons. You can dream your own dreams. Did you hear that? Like, everybody's living off of somebody else's dream. When you're working for the man, working a 9 to 5, you're working for somebody else's dream to come true. That's not your dream, right? So that's why you feel like you have no purpose, no passion. They even said that in a song. My knight in shining armor is me. Every knight in shining armor has a purpose. They have a mission. Like, they have a goal, right? They're not like just damsel in distress doesn't. They're just trapped in a dusty, dark, cold cellar, waiting for somebody to set them free, right? Like, that's what they want. But like, what's your purpose? Like, how are you going to get yourself out of that situation? Rapunzel figured it out. Her hair. Like, oh my gosh, I have hair. What do you have in your hand, Moses? Like, see, I'm not even going to spoil it, but I should. All right, let's just go there a little bit. The next video me and Justin doing is talking about what's in your hand, right? God told Moses, long story short, to go to Egypt and to free his people. And he wants him to go talk to Pharaoh and tell him, let my people go. Me, like Moses, like me, like I stutter. He was making excuse after excuse, like, I killed a man. And God, before he even told him, right? Before God even told Moses that, like, I want you to go there, he said, I've gotten rid of everybody who knew that you murdered somebody. Like, everybody who was going to take you out and put you in prison and like give you the death penalty or something like that for killing an Egyptian. Like, all those people are dead. I took care of them. So I want you to go to Egypt and tell Pharaoh, let my people go. And Moses kept on making excuse after excuse. Like, God already took care of everything. He already made a way for Moses to do what God called him to do. He already had a purpose. Everybody has a purpose in life, right? God has already given Moses everything he needs. When Moses made an excuse, God answered back to him was, what's in your hand? Moses said, a staff. Like, I can only imagine how he said it. A staff. Like, it's just a staff. Like, but it wasn't just a staff. The staff was his identity. The staff was his profession. He was a shepherd. The staff was what he knew to do. The staff was a stick that he was comfortable with using. Just like with David was comfortable with slingshots and a rock, right? Just like that little boy who had 5 loaves and two fishes or something like that, right? Yeah. For lunch, right? Just like the widow at Zarephath or whatever in Elijah's story, she had just a jar and oil, that's it, and like a little flour for her last meal with her child. And Elijah wanted food, but she didn't have enough. Like, all of them had something. And God used the something that they had to do something miraculous. Like, just going back to that photo, guys, that I showed you guys, like, you think you need somebody else to save you? No, God's already saved you. God already gave you the victory. God already gave you the miracle that you're looking for, and it's you. It's what you have in your hand. Like, going back to this photo, man, there's no need to have the victim mentality, man. I didn't make this bigger. That is pathetic. Man, everybody's you're on a little island with your little bitty wood, with your little bitty resources, with your little bitty stuff. Like, you got it all in the wrong place, basically. right? Just like him, this guy on the island with the wood that he had, he's utilizing his resources for the wrong reasons. He's not utilizing them in the right way that God wants him to utilize them in order to receive the victory. Like he's just wasting time, right? So is that you? Like you have the ability to save yourself. The victim mentality ain't gonna get you nowhere in life. It's gonna get you killed. It's gonna get you to not ever experience God working in your life. Like everybody wants God to do something grand and spectacular in their lives, but like, what are you doing? Like we're partakers with God. We're not gonna see miracles or anything vast or great for God if we're not willing to do our part. Oh my gosh, like we're partakers and co-workers with God. God, he will not do anything unless he's using people. That's the only way he does anything, right? So like you have a part to play in this race. You have a part to play in this Christian life. That's your part to do what you can with what you got, and then God will do the rest. Right? That's how you receive the victory. That's how you can move to places you could have never dreamed. That's how you get off the islands in the places that you feel stuck in. Like, for example, I don't know if Justin feels stuck, but I feel stuck. Like, I'm 30 years old at my parents' house, but you don't think I'm utilizing what's in my hand? Like, I've been doing 2 videos a week on YouTube. Like, I'm not gonna brag. I've been investing all my money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't do it before, but I'm doing it now. Like, I'm taking advantage of what's in my hand. And it'd be stupid to say, like, I'm always gonna be in this place. I'm always gonna be on the island by utilizing what I got. No, like there's no way. There's no way you're gonna remain in the same place if you just do what you can do with what you've been given, where you are, even though where you are ain't what you want to be. And then God's gonna reward you because you were faithful with little, right? God, if you're faithful with little, you become ruler of much. You think he's just that's it for him? The bus gonna stop here, right here? Like no. All right, Justin, I'm talking a lot, man. Go ahead, man.
No, something you said too, I kind of want to put on. Like you said, you like God should be operating with you. Like I do want to like warn about again. Like I'm I'm just gonna be like devil's advocate the whole time.
Yeah.
I do want to warn like the message that today's culture is always trying to tell you is like, oh, you can do anything with your own power. And it's like that's kind of true, but also very misleading because like it's
Mhm.
God's power like working through you. As Sean was saying, it's like God doesn't do anything without his people like working with him. And it's like we've been led to believe so much that we just have to like power through and we can do things on our own, but that's like really dangerous because that's a good way to get burnt out.
Yeah.
It's like if we're not leaning on God for that help, like it's we're not gonna make it far. Like yes, we are like digging ourselves and using that power to get out of that cellar, to get out of that dark, to slay the dragon. But we have to recognize that power is not our own. If we think that power is our own, like it's we're gonna use it up. Like we are limited creatures, and like we won't get very far. So like we do have to like hook up to an infinite source of power to like keep going as well. And it's like as what was it, Galatians 2:20? Yeah, it's like Jesus's power. It's Jesus's life that's supposed to be living through us, not just us. Man, I've talked to a lot of people who've had like alcohol problems or gambling addictions or like smoking, tons of smoking stories. And it's like they've never had a conviction to stop. And when they tried, like it didn't last very long. But man, it's amazing to hear that when God convicted them to, like they were able to like stop. They had the strength to like stop that addiction. And it's like that's not like just a mental thing. It's like physical. You are physically chemically addicted to that stuff. So you can't just think that you can have a mind over matter type thing with that. But no, like God offers something that's more like supernatural to like power you through as well. Because like if you rely on your own strength, it's only going to get you so far. But again, like what we've been saying, we are the ones who have to channel that. Like, yeah, God can give us the spirit, God can give us the strength, but we're the ones who have to use it. We're the ones who have to like channel that. Like, God, yeah, God gave Moses the staff, but Moses was the one who had to use it. Like when he went to the Pharaoh's court, like um, he's the one who had to like show off the power of the staff, make it a snake, or he's the one who's had to like channel that power to part the Red Seas. But the amazing thing about like all those Bible stories is like they always give God like the glory of that. And like we need to do the same as well. Even if we like slay that dragon, Like if we find the courage and the strength and the tenacity to like slay our own dragons in our life, like we do have to recognize where that really came from.
Mm.
Like even people who don't believe in God, like they are drawing strength from God without knowing about it. Because like what is it in like Romans or Acts? It talks about how like God's God's law, God's strength is like written in our hearts. And that's because like no matter what we believe, like we are still like God's creations. Like denying that doesn't change like where we came from. Like it's like a bird, even if a bird doesn't believe they hatched from an egg, it's not going to change the fact that they were hatched from an egg. So we have to like still recognize the fact that everyone is drawing strength from God, but like how you utilize it, how how you can like channel that more, how you can accepting that spirit. it I feel like we said this before, like we kind of get out of our own way and just like let God's power like channel through and like help
Mm.
us succeed. But yeah, I man, it's still amazing lyrics, but I do want to like warn like a common trend I feel like in today's culture is that it's part of the American dream or part of like lifting up people as their own God is like believing that we can do everything like on our own strength.
Yeah. That's something else I want to say too. Like, I'm gonna play devil's advocate too. So one thing I want to say is don't allow hollow heroes. Yeah, don't let hollow heroes distract you from saving yourself. So
Oh Lord,
don't
yeah,
let
I like that.
hollow heroes distract you from saving yourself. So just in
I
case you don't know what the word hollow means, this is what the word hollow means, right? It means having a hole or an empty space inside, right? So it's a fantasy, a dream, a void, a vacancy. It's an unfulfilled hero, right? So a meaningless, valueless, useless, fruitless hero. It's just somebody that doesn't exist, right? That's how some people. That's what like in this spam digital age. Like, how much spam do you get? Like
uh,
spam messages on like I get it all the time from my YouTube channel. Like on LinkedIn, it's so annoying. Every day, probably on average, I get 2 messages a day. It's been like that for 5 years. 2 messages a day of like Indian person. It's always somebody from India, like that says they can help me to grow my YouTube channel, right? Like your YouTube channel doesn't have it's not getting enough views, so they'll take like the analytics for one video and say like compared to how many subscribers you got, that's not how many views you should be getting. So like they're just always doing that. Even if I got a lot of views on it, they would still do that, right? And nitpick like at something that's like off and how they could help me, right? But quick fixes don't solve anything. Like if
uh,
something comes too quickly and it's rushed, it's not gonna be feasible. It's not gonna last, right? You guys see what I'm saying? So like if you want something eternal that's gonna last, you have to go through the trenches and you have to like it takes time to get to that place. So like yeah, don't let hollow heroes distract you from saving yourself. Like long as I do my part, God's gonna do his. I don't need nobody else to help me like with the algorithm, like getting more followers. Cause like I've done it before. Like I literally tried to like depend on a hollow hero before. And that left me, long story short, of getting my one of my Twitter pages, which was my biggest page on social media. Well, my second biggest. It was 40K followers. I still remember the date. It was July 7th, 2019. Like I lost 40,000 followers, guys. Have y'all ever lost 40,000 followers before? Like I'm still traumatized. I told you the exact date. I'll never forget the date. A hacker stole my page because they promised they could verify my Instagram account. You see what I'm saying? I thought somebody could save me and give me a quick fix to get a verification. Now you can just get the verification from just paying Instagram and Twitter. But like that's still a quick fix. Like that's not the same thing as getting verified because of like your fame, your popularity, and stuff like that. Because you're renowned in your profession, and everybody knows you. Like so, it's just not the same thing. So like a lot of times we want to be saved, but like stop expecting others to help you and help yourself instead. Like it will take you further. Right? Let me use an example. A book can teach you, right? A conversation can assure you, right? This YouTube video can bless you, right? A poem can seduce you. A genius can inspire you, but only you can save yourself.
uh,
See, at the end of the day, it all boils down to you and what you do. Like your life is an accumulation, and you're a product of all the decisions and choices you make. You're a product of your habits, of your tendencies. You're a habit of what you do on a day-to-day basis. So like, if that ain't matching up with what you want to go to, what island you're trying to go to next, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what shore you're trying to arrive to, like, you're not gonna get there. Only you can save yourself, because even if somebody else help you, I want to talk about this. Even if somebody else help you, you're still going to be in the same predicament, right? So stop waiting for someone to come save you, because even if someone did, you'll still have the same problem that you got in there, that you had in the first place, right? So instead, solve the problem and empower yourself. You don't need to be rescued. You need to discover your own power and apply it ruthlessly. See, God's trying to teach us everything in life, like everything we need to know about Him. Like, He wants everything that we go through life to like strengthen our relationship with Him, and help us to draw closer to Him. Like, He'll never do anything that's gonna like push you further away. Like, that's not His goal. Like, are you kidding me? You think God is His goal to like push people away? Like, no, it's not. He wants everybody to be saved. He wants everybody to come to Him. He wants to help out everybody, right? So God has given you all the help that you need right now. Like, you're waiting for something that's already there, right? All you gotta do is open your eyes, like ask God, like, what do you want me to do? So for me, that's a good question. Like for Justin, how are we saving ourselves? Like, what did God give us to help save ourselves in our situation that we're in? So for me, it's technology, it's social media. Like, I'm trying to get my ordination through the ME church, but you think I'm just trying to preach in the ME church and trying to get my ordination? No. Like, I'm trying to teach the gospel around the world. I'm trying to be evangelized, to teach the Bible. You think I'm dependent on them to make me evangelist? Like, I've been telling them multiple times, I want to be an evangelist in the ME church. They still ain't done nothing. They still keep on saying, "Oh, itinerant minister, itinerant track. Oh, hey, we'll put you on that track in the ME church. Give me a church." I didn't say that. I said evangelist, but it's up to me to do my part, right? Once they see me doing the work of being an evangelist, like, "Oh, you're an evangelist. Oh my gosh, we didn't know that." I told you every year. Like, what you mean? For 6 years, you didn't listen. Pay attention, right? You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Like,
I'm glad you mentioned like the Hollow Heroes part though too,
mhm,
because though I was just thinking about that today. Is like, and we've talked about this before. Like a lot of times we prop up celebrities, and then we're disappointed when they like fail us.
right.
And it's like, why are we like, why do we like put so much faith in like other people? We should know like they're going to like fail us or they're gonna fall short. They're like people too. It's like kind of like that phrase, "Don't meet your heroes," because yeah, you will get disappointed when you meet those people. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like we do put like too much faith in like what you were saying, like quick fixes or like celebrities. And it's like, I guess recently, like Lizzo is a great singer, but like I never thought of her as like the best in, she didn't have like the best character. And then she says like something kind of offensive on Twitter. Like suddenly everyone is like heartbroken. And I was just thinking, why? Yeah, I kind of, she seems like the person who would say something like that. But man, we put like so much faith in people when we know like God, one, like people will fail, and like we shouldn't hold that against them. Like I'm gonna fail, Sean's gonna fail, but two, like God's the only one who will probably have like enough stability to like never let us down.
Mhm.
And it's like I think that's like, I don't know. I'm so glad you mentioned Hollow Heroes because that's so true. Like we shouldn't like be leaning on other people to like prop up our morals or prop up our success because like they're not, another one. I'm not gonna mention the name just because like I kind of respect them, I guess. But I remember there was like this big Christian figure who like, man, everyone really liked him. He like gave such solid advice. I love his books. But then like they found he made a mistake and he had an affair, which is like heartbreaking for his wife, heartbreaking for the people who looked up to him. Um, it's kind of funny because my wife and I got totally two different messages from that. Mine was, well, that just shows like anybody can like fall and like everybody needs the grace of God. Yeah, the lesson was like you can't trust anybody. That's the lesson. It's like, but, but yeah, it's like, yeah, like we have to know, like, I don't know. I just hate like the celebrity centered culture we have nowadays. It's insane how much they get paid. But then it's like even if they fail, like I don't know, it's like it like devastates people, but that's because they put their faith in the wrong thing. They didn't
Mhm.
put faith. Like if your morals are propped up for somebody else, like your morals are not like your morals were never strong enough to like to begin with. You need to find a better source than that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought up that hollow heroes thing. I like that.
Yeah, the whole point is saying that too, like a hollow heroes, all human beings are hollow heroes, like for real.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
you
yeah.
can depend on them and trust, like, but you don't put your faith in them. Like you kidding? Like they're gonna mess up. Like even if they don't, they will eventually. Like and like everybody fails at some capacity in some way. Like they're gonna mess up and screw up, right? So like the only person we can have faith in is two people. God, actually, just one, just God. That's it. You can't even have faith in yourself because you will fail yourself too. You will mess up things too, right? But like God's the only one we can have faith in. So like when we're like struggling in life, we're trying to get off the islands that we find ourselves in. Like we're trying to get out the dark cellars like Cinderella, right? So in order to do that, man, we got to understand like no one's coming to save you, to give you permission to choose you or validate you. God already did all those things. He already validated you. He already chose you. He already selected you and gave you permission, right? He already saved you, right? So you already got all you needed from him, right? You already got all you needed from him. Like, so you think you need something else? No, you got what you need right now, right? So it's always been your job to utilize and maximize everything that he's giving you. Like he's giving everybody talents and everybody's gifts, everybody's abilities, right? Everybody got resources. Everybody got something. So you got to utilize your something. Otherwise, you get nothing, right? Straight bars, right? So you must love yourself so fiercely and fully that you have no choice but to be strong for yourself, fight for yourself, to be yourself and build yourself up. Because only you can do it for you. Nobody else is gonna do it for you. Why? I really I want people to understand this. Like sometimes the only person you can rely on is yourself. Why? Because nobody cares about your life more than you. Nobody will or should even come close to caring about your life like you should or would or could, right? So yeah, man, your life is more to you than anybody else. At least it should be, right? So that means you should be putting in more effort. You should be trying again even more, go even harder, fighting for your life even more than anybody else. Like some people are just expecting somebody else to like miraculously fight more for them than they fight for themselves. But no, that's not how love works. Like you could like even with love, like you can only people only love you at the capacity that you love yourself, right? Because even if they love you and fight for you, if you don't fight for yourself and love you, you will never receive their love because you don't even love yourself. So like you won't believe what they're giving you because in your head, in your reality, and what you see on a day-to-day basis and what you think, nobody loves you. I'm not good enough. Like so you can never receive love. That's how some people's lives are, right? So I just totally went on a tangent. but like but
Yeah,
yeah,
I do. Yeah, I mean, I do like that though too because it's like again, it's that kind of goes into what I was wanting to say too. Because like I do think I think there's like some reassurance of like knowing that you'll fail though too, and knowing that other people will fail because if if we're just fed all the time that you should succeed or like no one fails, like when you fail it's gonna be like devastating. But I
mhm.
think it's like it's good to know that you will fail because then that prepares you to like keep trying to slay that dragon or keep trying to get out of that cellar because you depending on the action you're not going to do it right the first time or the second time or maybe the first 50 times. But if we're aware at how weak we are, we find strength through our weakness.
Mhm.
Like that's a man. That's power. I I I I just love that idea. Like we are actually powerful by being aware of our weakness. Like if we're aware that we will fail, that gives us the strength to like keep trying until we succeed. And I think we have to recognize that yeah, God has given us the tools, but like we might not be able to use it right away. Or like some of the responses to Sean's tweets, it's like, yeah, you might like maybe you don't have the resources for now, but like you keep trying until like you build up your repertoire, build up your resources until you can finally claw your way out. It's
Mm.
like, I don't know. Sometimes it just takes time. We have to recognize there's always a time and place for everything, and you're gonna fail. That's fine. Like a what's that quote? Like a man shouldn't be defined by success, but how he reacts to failure. Man,
Oh
that's so powerful. I don't know if that's a real quote or if I just made it up.
no, it is, it is, it is.
Oh, it is okay. Yeah, I was thinking. Surely I didn't come up with that. That's too good. But yeah, man, that's like so true. It's like if you try and fail and like give up, like then no one will hear about you. But if you fail and fail again, but finally succeed, man, that's a story. That's movie material right there.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole point is like everybody's too busy assessing over themselves to prioritize you. Like everybody expects everybody to bow down to me, do what I want. My needs are more important than yours. Like that's the stupidest logic you could ever have. Like you have only yourself to rely on when it comes to your life. Like if you want to go somewhere in life, you better think like that. Like because otherwise, I mean, is that true? Like no. Like it's just Justin cares about me. He wouldn't be here on my YouTube videos if he didn't. It'd be different. He only did it once. Like this dude did it like 85 times. Like you know what I'm saying? And he did Bible studies with me before. So like no, and he took my place in Bible study when I couldn't do it. So like he
Uh,
just did way too much. You see what I'm saying? So like, but you have to have that logic. Like nobody's coming. God's already given me what I need. Now I need to fight for the life I want. Right. So if you don't fight for yourself, then you will be lost. It's you already been defeated just from there because God has made us all warriors. We are warriors in this battle. We are, what did Paul say? Put on the full armor. Like Paul literally used military analogies for us because that's what spiritual warfare is. It's a battle. You got to fight, right? Or you're going to die. You're going to die. Spiritually, you're going to die physically regardless, right? But you're going to die every single day if you just gonna let people beat you up and let people have their way with you. Let life just have this way with you. Because if you don't fight for this life, life's gonna take you out, man. Because it's gonna fight back. It's gonna fight back harder than what you're capable of fighting back. You know, doing back to life. But God got your back.
uh,
He already conquered the world, right? And he lives in us, right? So it's imperative that you put yourself first, take value, and ensure that your goals are met. Look out for yourself, look out for your own interests, right? So that's what this video is talking about. Like going back to the Cheetah Girl song, man, like they said, man, I can dream my own dreams. Like I can slay my own dragons. Like I have my own battles to fight too. Like I have a purpose. Like I'm not waiting on like, and that's what they were saying. Like when it came to a damsel in distress, like they're always defined by their man's battles, by what their knight in shining armor does. Like they're just there. Like they don't have their own problems, their own issues. Like so all they show is the knight in shining armor's battle slaying dragons. But what about the woman? She's just there, not doing nothing. Like, you know, no, that's not true. Like everybody have their own demons, have their own battles that they have to face, and you can slay them if you just utilize what's in your hand, right? So that you can save yourself from your predicament of your situation that you're going through, right? So your knight in shining armor was you the whole time, man. You need to save yourself, like, and then you'd be set free. Like God's already giving you what you need, but that's all a work of God. That's not a work of you. Like he literally gave you everything that you need to be able to do what he called you to do, right? Which is to receive victory. Like let's go back to that verse, man. This verse is so powerful, man. Like 1 John 4:4, you, dear children, everybody that's a child of God, are from God and have overcome them. So when you're from God, you receive certain things, you experience certain things. This is the way that life works for you. And this is the way life works for you. You're an overcomer, right? You're not a victim. You're not, you're gonna have defeats. But just because you have defeat don't mean you lost the whole entire war. You just lost a battle, right? So because the one who is in you is greater than the one who's in the world, because God is greater than the one who's in the world. So all the demons, all the troubles, all the people in power, all the people taking advantage and making other people suffer, making life harder for other people, getting over on people, taking advantage of people, like all those people, like the one who's greater, we have somebody that's greater in us than them, than all the people in the world. They're all the world powers and everything like that, right? So we can overcome anything that they throw out our way. So you have what you need to save yourself. That's the video. Like this video was so dope. Like that song by the Cheetah Girls. Let me go back to it. Like that song, it just it resonated with me in a different way. Like give me a new revelation. So that's what I want to talk about today. So Justin, did you have anything else, man?
yeah,
You want to say something?
yeah. I have a couple of things. I don't know if this is disagreeing with you, per se, but this may be the first time I'm disagreeing with you on your
Mhm.
channel. But like, I just feel on my heart to say, like, I'm not sure if I completely agree with like, watch out, just the bottom line of like watching out for your own interests, because like you should, but like that's not where you should build your foundation. Like
Yeah.
just these past couple of weeks, I've just been doing a lot of reading for like, um, relationships and like how I can treat my wife, Yao, better. And like a big one is like putting yourself last, like humbling yourself. And I think that's what God is like. I feel like that's why God is like giving us the power, is not to like just take care of ourselves. Cause like I said, no man's an island. But it is like, and it's not putting yourself down. It's not making yourself any less, but it's thinking of yourself less,
Mm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's like, I do think like we do not need to let other people define us. Like we don't need to let people define our dreams. But I do think it's been dangerous lately. Like when we go into, and sorry, this is getting more into marriage than anything. It has been very dangerous to like enter marriages and friendships thinking that this is just for myself. Like when I got married, like Terry, man, Terry's just like a wealth of knowledge, and I remember him saying like, if I'm going into marriage thinking this is for me, then I'm going into it the wrong way. Like I should be this. I'm getting married because I want to make my wife happy.
Mhm.
So it's like that's I guess like I get what you're saying, and I know that's not where you're getting at. But I
Yeah.
guess I just want to like add on that caveat. It's like God does give us that power though, not just to look after our own interests. Like yeah, we should not be going into it thinking like someone's gonna bail us out, and other people should not be thinking going into it thinking that, oh, Justin's gonna bail them out. But it's because like the love that God's put in my heart that I'm going to help. I'm going to like help out Sean or help out my wife or help out my friends, like first and foremost. But I mean that doesn't define me though.
Mhm.
And like that kind of goes this. If you could pull up like the lyrics too, like
Mhm.
this is the last thing I wanted to say. It's like I appreciate these lyrics though too, is because like, man, that side by side lyric, like riding side by side, I really like that part. Where is that? Yeah,
Oh,
like
side by side, yeah, right here.
us were riding side by side. Yeah, like I feel like that's powerful because it's like you're equals. Like what is that movie that's coming out? They've been making Disney has been making a lot of live adaptation movies. I've stopped watching them after like I don't know, after like three of them. They're getting repetitive. But one of the new ones is like a Snow White movie,
Mhm.
which I'm not gonna watch that one either because like the actress is like obnoxious
Oh.
because she's like saying, I don't know, like the way she talks about it is like so different from the song because she says she puts it in a way of like, oh yeah, this Snow White's not gonna need like any prince helping her out or she can like save herself. I don't know, like it sounds like it has the same message as the lyrics, but it almost sounds like she's putting people down. Like
Mhm.
this song and should be like lifting you up. Like God should be like lifting you up.
Right.
You shouldn't be putting other people down to make yourself look better. Is
Mhm.
the thing I was saying. Like we do live with like other people. We should
Yeah.
be lifting each other up, and um, that's I'm not gonna like name any specific campaigns, but that's why I have a problem with like a lot of movements nowadays too. Is like I don't know, like when they when they were fighting for rights earlier, like whether it's like women or like black people, they were finding ways to like make sure that they were treated as equals, that they were lifted up, that they had the basic human decent rights. But like I guess like a lot of nowadays, like a vocal minority can be like making sure people are put down instead of like people being lifted up. I don't know. I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but that's something like I appreciate about the song is like side by side. It's like you're trying to fight your way to um like be amongst everybody else or like so everyone has like everyone is treated, everyone is like out of that cellar. Everybody is like riding side by side, and I
Yeah.
appreciate that without like putting people down.
Right. I agree. I
Sorry, that
agree.
was getting off topic a little bit. I just had a lot to say about that.
No, yeah, yeah. We're gonna end this video, guys. But I think it's gonna lead to another video because, like, honestly, guys, like, I'm gonna share this with you real quick if I can find it. Like, I'm gonna. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a picture. So, Justin, this leads to actually a video I've been trying to do for a long time. I'm just not ready for it. I gotta like meditate on it.
Oh, I like. Oh, okay,
But
I like that. Yeah.
this picture's so dope. Like some people, I would say a lot of Christians, because I was one of these people. A lot of Christians are like this boy. Like you have your own purpose. You have your own life. Like God wants to use you,
Mm.
right? But all you ever do is this. Like you help other people build. And then eventually you don't have anything to build for yourself because you don't help everybody else. And like it has to be a balance. Like, you
Mm.
know, like, and that's
Yeah.
what I was saying with that lyric, with the lyrics of Cheetah Girls, man. Like, you know, like even with a woman and a man, like some men think like, man, it's my life, my marriage, man, my relationship, like it's mine. So what we do because me and what I want to do. If I move, you move, just like that. Like, you know, if I want to do this, you do this, just like that. Like, that's not the way. Nah, man. Like, a woman has to say so too. And just for you to think, like, not now you, Justin, but just for someone to think, like, oh, well, the woman just need to be submissive and sit down. Like I do what I want to do. We do what I want to do. Like what? That ain't the love of what? Like you
Yeah.
kidding? That is like abusive. That is too much. Like
Oppressive.
I read a book. It said that the two worst case scenarios for a man and a woman is a man can be too dominant, way
Mm.
too dominant. Like
Yeah.
dominance is a man's struggle. Like if they're like overkill, like the worst trait of a man's dominance, like too dominant, overly dominant. And then like for women, it's manipulation because women, if they want, which a lot of them do, like they just manipulate to get their way. So they use their looks to get what they want, right? Which is to be rich. We see that all the time with IG models and people like that. There's people showing off and shaking their butt like strippers. Like they do it for a reason, right? Manipulation. Because hey man, this is if it gets me to where I want to go, that's what Cardi B preaches. If it gets me to where you want to go, like it don't even matter. You gotta do what you gotta do to get what you want. Is that true? Like, you know so like right. So yeah. I mean, we'll stop this video. There's a lot to say. Like, but that's gonna lead to another video, Justin. You like that photo?
I like that. What's that?
I said you like that photo I showed
Oh
though?
yeah, man, I do like that photo. You got to take care of yourself before you can help others.
Yeah. So it's just a balance, guys. Like I mean, Justin right, I'm right. But it all comes down to one it comes together. They're not separate. Like you
Yeah.
just have to make sure. And I like what Justin was saying, man. Like we all should be serving one another. There's a scripture verse. It's one of my favorites actually. It's a life verse. It's I'm not even gonna try to remember it. It basically says like if you give to others, a generous person will be given much. Like a generous person will prosper because what they give to others will come back on them tenfold. Like that's what the Proverbs says. This is the book of Proverbs, guys. We talk about that all the time on my YouTube channel. How the book of Proverbs is a statement, a general statement of how life operates, how God works through life. So, like, if you're generous, man, you think your generosity is gonna come back in vain? No, like, but if you don't be generous with a purpose, though, like Justin is not just being generous. He's a great example. He's not just being generous for nothing on this YouTube channel. Like, there's a purpose behind it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there was no purpose at all, like, it'd be no reason for him to be on here and helping out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and yeah, so it's just so much to say with this, guys. You guys see it. So,
Okay.
Justin, you good, man? So we got.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
All right, yeah, this is good. No, we ain't disagreement. Like I knew you were gonna say that. I saw it on your face. Like I'm starting to. I knew
Yeah.
the day was coming, but that wasn't. I don't think we have a disagreement like that. But I
Yeah,
can't
because
wait.
what you said's not wrong for
Yeah,
sure. But yeah, I just feel like there's more to it. Yeah, I just
yeah.
want to be sure I added to it.
I just can't wait till we actually like have like a
Oh
real
yeah, find
disagreement.
something we disagree about. Oh yeah,
I've been waiting for
that
that
would
day.
actually yeah, man, that would be like a that would actually be pretty exciting. I'd like to see a discussion where we, like go back and forth. That would be interesting.
Like I can't wait. I can't wait. Like I don't know why we both are just looking forward to that, but like it's so weird. But like nah, because I know it'll be fine. I know it's not gonna like.
Oh yeah, I feel like yeah, I feel like if you can't find like a brother or sister that can't take your real words, it's like I don't know.
Right.
I know like we're tough enough where we could disagree with each other and it'd be fine.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's deep right there. All right, we'll save that for another conversation. But guys, you know the drill. I have the best social media pages ever. If I can ever get to them real quick, but make sure to go to all of them. Follow, like, comment, subscribe, all those things. Click the bell so you know when I post or upload a video or whatever. So these are on my platforms. Uplift Past Crossroads on YouTube and podcasts and everything like that. All right. So if you really enjoyed this video, man, like I said, I got a lot of playlists on my YouTube channel. And so with this video specifically, this was a song of the day, musical revelation. So make sure to check out that song by the Cheetah Girls, Cinderella. I really like the song. I've been listening to it on repeat for 3 weeks now. All right. And then also, before I talk about Justin's YouTube channel, if I can find it. Yeah, so What's in Your Hand? Me and Justin about to do a video on that. So make sure to check out that playlist on my YouTube channel. So What's in Your Hand? What is in your hand? Utilize what's in your hand. Just anything like that. You type that in my YouTube channel, you can find it. And then also saving yourself. Yes, nobody's coming to save you. Victim mentality. So I have this playlist on my YouTube channel. So I've done a few videos on it now. So make sure to check out that playlist. And then also here goes Justin's YouTube channel, Chaplain's Log. So make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel. Click the bell so you're notified whenever he uploads another video. And then make sure to watch every video all the way through and like, comment, and share and all those things. And then his Facebook page is Justin Lee Howell. If you send us a DM, we'll respond back to you. So make sure to send us a question you want us to do a video on, and we'll get to your question. We'll do a video on it like we're about to do right now. So we'll talk to you guys in a minute. All right, peace out. Thanks for tuning in, and God bless. Yeah, and make sure to share this video with other people if you think if it blessed you, you know it's going to bless somebody else, especially if they're like on an island and staying on an island and not doing anything and they're stuck. Help them out, help a brother out or a sister out. All right.